For quite some time, I've been talking about how the left loses people to the right. And it's something I've described as sort of a preoccupation with something you don't like. So you're on the left and something happens where you get really upset. Maybe somebody highlighted something that you believed that was true, that wasn't true, something that was misreported in the media, and then you watch a Ben Shapiro video debunking it and showing you stuff. Like, for example, Jacob Blake. How many people got switched because of Jacob Blake? They saw a narrative on the left, and then they go watch right wing, and they're seeing like, wait a minute, why wasn't I shown these other camera angles? Why wasn't I shown this 911 call? Why wasn't I given this additional context? Why is it that the only context I was given was leading me down a certain direction where I was frustrated? I thought there was some racist cop that shot a black guy in the back, blah. And then it shakes them up. You're like, oh goodness. And then they just start questioning everything that they believe to be true previously. Take a look at this. This video, I think, perfectly illustrates something that I picked up on.
I have a bit of a personal experience with that too, because there was a period of time where I was driven rightward in my politics. I can't say I ever got to the point where I was like, women shouldn't be allowed to do abortions, and I can't say that I got to a point where I was like, you know what, there's too many black people in colleges. I can't say I ever got there, but Ben Shapiro was very much a gateway drug for me as well. I loved watching Ben Shapiro. Oh my God, the fact that there was this guy who was telling me things I wanted to hear about how a lot of societal things are not my fault. They're actually the fault of woke and women and things like that. And he was spitting Stephen Sondheim lyrics. And, you know, I mean, like Steve Bannon and Trump talking about the fucking gondola in Phantom of the Opera. But Shapiro really resonated with me. And the reason I was asking you about the social isolation thing is that it was because it was at a time when I felt more isolated from the people around me than ever. Because I had just left March for Our Lives, an organization that I founded, and I had put so much of my life into this left-wing activism stuff. And then after Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi and all these people who actually qualify as elites, unlike the fucking US aid workers.
I'm not giving you that one.
when those people told me and my friends that we were going to make a difference, and then, oh my God, turns out we didn't. And, you know, some state level laws got passed and there was an Office of Gun Violence Prevention for 25 minutes. You know, I got very jaded and cynical because I said, you know what, the Democratic side of politics is filled with liars. And the thing about the right that resonated with me was the fact that these guys are straight up going to be the villains, but God damn it, they are telling you exactly who they are. People on the right were the first people who told me, in a couple years, nobody's going to give a shit about Parkland. And that really resonated with me because that was a thought that I had the whole time. While all of these Democrats in office were saying, you kids are going to make a difference, we're going to remember your legacy forever, blah, blah, blah. There was this voice in my head that was like, these guys are full of shit. And then finally, people on the right said to me, guess what? The Democrats were going to use you for political gain. And then as soon as you weren't expedient for them anymore, they were going to leave you behind. You know, that I was like, finally, someone's speaking the truth to me. But the thing that made me flirt with this right-wing ideology in a way that I started to connect to. And then I started making friends on the right. And I started realizing that people on the right want to be friends with people on the left more than vice versa. You know, that all came from a period of time when I felt excluded and left out and alone. So that makes me wonder how many young people who have turned to the right have the same reasoning.
So there you have it. Yet again, my good friend, Mr. Ben Shapiro, really good at his job. He's a really good propagandist. And he really does a great job of seeming very reasonable, like that brown-skinned dreadlock fella that I did a video about recently. Sounds very reasonable and rational and, you know, not too partisan. He's kind of like, I'm just a regular person and I'm thinking for myself. Blah. Ben Shapiro sounds very smart, and he is very smart, and sounds very reasonable. Obviously, if you're like a partisan left-winger, you're not going to think that. But someone who is not super partisan and just kind of running into his videos, he can come across as like a reasonable guy talking common sense, right? And then once he gets you all, you know, riled up about something, the left, whatever, and you're like, that's true, then that's it. He gets you to turn your back and have your back face him, so you don't see the lies that he's putting out. You don't see the, you know, destruction of this country that he's a big part of. You don't see that. You don't see the negativity, right? Because he just flips you around and he's like, look at the left, these liberals, look at the liberals, the Democrats, and you're just sitting there, you know, nodding your head, clapping like a seal. Yeah, the left this and the left that, and you don't take any time at all to turn around and face your new home, right? Now you're on the right, but are you really taking time to see who's around you and what they're actually saying and what they're actually doing and what they're doing to this country? Or do they have you right where they want you, which is with your back turned? Don't look at what we're doing. Look at what the left is doing. The left, right? I gotta be honest. My finances have been absolutely destroyed by left-wing policies. If not for my analytical abilities, I would be one of these people right now. I'm so frustrated. Like, I've been in crisis for 3 years as a result of failed Democratic Party policies. If not for my analytical abilities and my independent thought, I would be right now all in the right wing, you know, pro-Trump, whatever, right? We've got to stop these Democrats. They are, you know, frauds, whatever it is. That's where I would be. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have my skill set. So in their frustration and seeing, you know, bad things on the left and the Democratic Party, they become easy targets to be flipped by the right wing. And then once they're over there, they're not paying attention to what's happening over there. Their whole life is now, I mean, literally their whole life, but I mean, their focus is all like the left, what the left is doing. The left has gone too far, right? Because that's the thing. Every day, people like Ben Shapiro, their job is to grab you by the shoulders and turn you this way. Look over there, look over there. Don't look at what Trump is doing. Don't look at what Elon is doing, right? I mean, they might even, don't worry about, don't look at what they're doing. I'll tell you what they're doing. Elon Musk is doing a great job and he's cleaning up the government and blah. But those left-wingers, oh goodness, they're destroying the country and socialism, right? So you keep looking over there and I'll keep telling you what's happening over there as well. Together, we'll focus on how bad the left is, right? But don't worry about what's happening on the right. Don't worry, trust me, I'm gonna keep you informed, right? Yeah, Trump's doing a great job, and yeah, the economy is rough right now, but it's a transition, and it's a little bit of pain for a lot of gain later on, right? Right. This is the Baby Channel. Debate in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.